Coming up on This Week in Torrance, El Camino College now has designated pickup locations on campus for Uber and Lyft drivers.
Then, with students going back to school, Torrance police have some traffic safety tips.
And we have special coverage of Los Angeles Fleet Week as thousands descended to see a one-of-a-kind sight.
Plus, you only have a few more weeks left before the Toyota Automobile Museum closes its doors. These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
Hi, I'm Julie Chan. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
Torrance police once again were able to identify another stolen vehicle thanks to a license recognition system. Recently, police attempted to pull over a suspect who was driving a stolen vehicle that led to a pursuit. This is one of many incidents that were possible because of the automated license plate recognition systems that are located in various parts of the city and can detect license plates of vehicles that may be related to stolen, wanted, or other vehicles of interest. Law enforcement agencies throughout the nation and around the world are increasingly adopting these systems. Recent statistics show that in Torrance from January 10th through August 8th in 2017, 81 stolen cars were recovered and 97 suspects were arrested. There are 40 cameras located in the city and an additional 16 cameras mounted on 4 vehicles.
Computer hacking, identity theft, and ransoms for information are now all too common in news headlines, but one local Torrance company is helping to combat this problem. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Abbie Gremillion has that story.
At one time, it used to be all about trying to get drugs across the border, and that used to pay good money. Today, it's about data.
Philip D'Souza is the president of Aurora IT, an IT company that specializes in cybersecurity.
Aurora IT has been around for 25 years. We are a cybersecurity company. We've been in cybersecurity for about 12 years now. And what we do is protect data. We just make sure that the right information goes to the right place, to the right person at the right time.
National news stories have recently featured banks and hospitals that have had information stolen and held for ransom by black hat hackers. These companies are fighting back by employing companies like Aurora IT to hack into their systems to test their network vulnerabilities.
So they're given a lot more information. They're given information about, look, here's where we are, here's where our data centers are, here's how you can come into our organization, and now tell us what our weaknesses are.
Ed Morey, the Senior Director of Professional Services at Aurora, explains the types of black hat threats and just what those attempts look like.
They will send phishing or spear phishing emails to the customer, targeted emails to the customer. So for instance, the CEO of a company who was on vacation and the threat vector found that out and used that as an opportunity to try to extort money out of that company. And so they sent an email to one of the employees saying, hey, I'm overseas, but this company, we need to pay them. Can you send them the money? And they would give them basically instructions on how to wire the money.
Aurora IT essentially stops companies from being victims of robbery on the information superhighway. So what can our viewers learn to help keep themselves safer on the internet?
Anytime there's a link, I would be very careful on clicking on that. If there's any typos, if it's off a little bit, what I tend to do is just maybe take the subject or some of the wording in the email, and I would Google it.
Along with keeping its customers safe, Aurora IT understands the importance of giving back to the community and training future generations for the new frontier of cybersecurity.
Today I mentor kids both at North High and South High. South High, by the way, has a phenomenal Cyber Patriots program that you should check out. We also go and help kids get into the workforce.
Aurora IT supports the Cyber Patriots Computer Lab, powered by Raytheon, Cisco, and the U.S. Air Force, which teaches students at South High the fundamentals of network security.
It's called Cyber Patriots. It's a joint effort through the Air Force, also supported by Cisco, and students compete in a network security competition throughout the year. They defend intrusions into what are supposed to be secure networks. They also try to break into networks in order to find the areas of vulnerability, fix them.
Aurora IT has made sure it's giving back to future generations, bringing Silicon Beach a little closer to Torrance. I'm Abbie Gremillion with Torrance CitiCABLE.
Thanks, Abbie, for that report. If you'd like more information on the Cyber Patriot Lab, go to cyberpatriot.org.
A special lunch in Torrance highlighted skills current military men and women and veterans offered to companies looking to hire. As Los Angeles Fleet Week kicked off, this event was hosted at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Torrance. Military experts Carol Eggert, who is the Senior Vice President of Military and Veterans Affairs at Comcast NBC Universal, and Rear Admiral Yancey B. Lindsay, who is the commander of the Navy Region Southwest, talked to South Bay companies in attendance about how society can expand opportunities to veterans and military personnel to help them transition back into our communities. They talked about how managers can effectively interpret the resumes of job candidates with valuable military experience. People had the opportunity to ask guest speakers questions. Some topics were about how to better understand potential veteran candidates, giving them an option to send in a video for a job opening and involving families with the hiring process. The event was put on by the South Bay Association of Chambers of Commerce.
El Camino College is making sure students take advantage of a wide range of transportation options. Students now have designated drop-off locations around campus for Uber and Lyft. El Camino College worked with the companies to make commutes easier. On top of that, the new semester marks the opening of the brand new Lot C and the reopening of all of Lot F, which has added more than 3,000 additional parking spaces. And don't forget, you can get a discounted Los Angeles Metro U-Pass that gives students a wide range of riding options, including Torrance Transit. This pass offers 70% off in savings. You can find more information on the various drop-off locations for Uber and Lyft at elcamino.edu.
The Public Works Department is getting closer to finishing a large project. The optimized weekly street sweeping program is set to be completed by the end of this month. As of September 1st, a total number of nearly 6,000 street sweeping signs have been installed. There are around 240 signs remaining to be installed on various locations at the south side of Pacific Coast highways between Palos Verdes Boulevard and Calle Mayor, via Calusa and Paseo de Arena. The signs have times and days of the street sweeping routes. The city is installing the new signs on already existing signposts and street light poles wherever possible. For more information in regards to street sweeping, you can contact the Torrance Sanitation Department. That number is 310-781-6900. Still ahead, we have special coverage of Los Angeles Fleet Week.
Plus, Torrance hometown legend Louis Zamperini's life is being produced for the big screen once again.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume, discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
If you didn't get a chance to experience what LA Fleet Week is all about, you are in luck. Jesse Pierre was at the Los Angeles waterfront for a preview learning about all the great warships showcased at the event.
For the second year in a row, the Patriotic Affair was held at the Port of Los Angeles in San Pedro, about 12 miles from the city of Torrance. LA Fleet Week is a unique celebration. It allows civilians to get a glimpse of the lives of those recently deployed in overseas operations.
This is an opportunity for us, the Navy and the USS Dewey, to give back to the community, for them to get an opportunity to see what their Navy does for them.
The first stop on our tour was the USS Scout. It is the 8th ship in the Avenger class of mine countermeasure ships, and its primary mission is mine hunting.
So we have some systems on board that we actually put in the water and do a sweep. So we basically try to intercept and contact mines. So wherever we go, we're the forefront of what we do. We're the leaders. We take charge and take names.
And here we have the USS Anchorage, weighing over 25,000 tons. It is the largest ship here. The massive vessel is used to transport Marines, military equipment, and it is also used for humanitarian aid. And next, we visited a U.S. Navy ship known as the Destroyer, and its mission is anti-air defense. Now, this ship has a lot of history.
We are aboard the USS Dewey with Commanding Officer Anthony Weber, and the motto on this ship is "Will to Fight." Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, the motto "Will to Fight" means determined to win. The ship namesake from Admiral George Dewey goes back to the Spanish-American War in the late 1800s, and they went into the Manila Bay and defeated the Spanish in the Spanish-American War.
Now, ships were not the only component to our tour because a USS submarine was also at the dock.
So Pasadena is a Los Angeles-class fast-attack submarine. It's about 28 years old. It makes up a fleet of about 45 fast-attack submarines in the United States Navy.
And as we were coming to an end of our excursion, we experienced the majestic welcoming of the HMCS Ottawa, the Royal Canadian vessel. And it was a sight for sore eyes as a tugboat pulled the ship in while firing its water cannons. With everything LA Fleet Week has to offer, visitors are in for a real treat.
This is a great opportunity. So the purpose of Fleet Week is to showcase the United States Navy to the citizens, show them what the young sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen do on a day-to-day basis. It also gives my sailors an opportunity to interact with the public and go and do some of the things that they wouldn't normally get to do when we get underway on the ship. It's a nice break from some of the normal operations we do.
And at the end of all the festivities, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Marines, the U.S. Coast Guards, and the Royal Canadian Navy will sail back and return to their active duties. And visitors will leave with a better understanding of what it truly means to serve our country. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thank you, Jesse. The patriotic tradition is celebrated in major cities all over the U.S., including San Diego, San Francisco, and New York. Los Angeles was added to the list in 2016.
And reporter Abbie Gremillion was also there during the weekend and has stories from people who traveled from all over Los Angeles County to take advantage of the exciting and unique opportunity.
Los Angeles Fleet Week has taken the Southland by storm, satisfying the curiosities of those who wonder what it's like to live at sea. Emilio Mondragon is an LA native who understands just how important Fleet Week is to Los Angeles.
It gives them a great opportunity to interact with us and, show them the exhibits that we have, ranging from, vehicles to weapon systems.
Some from the Southland were astounded by what they saw.
It's actually very large, not as large as the other ones, I'm assuming.
Suzette Ann Baker traveled all the way from Hacienda Heights to get a glimpse of this one-of-a-kind sight.
I love seeing this. I've been wanting to see this for years. I mean, we are so fortunate and blessed to have these service people take care of us, and it's awesome. It's amazing how huge this is.
One of the biggest attractions was the MV-22 Osprey helicopter. Brea native Captain Brian Spooner had more to say.
It's a first production tilt-rotor aircraft of its kind. The Marine Corps has been operating it since the late 2000s. That's when the first squadron went operational. And I'm with VMM 163. We're out on the West Coast in Miramar, enjoying the sunny life of Southern California. And it's basically the premier assault support aircraft in the Marine Corps. So that's our primary role, was to pick up 24 Marines, bring them into a zone, have them do bad things to bad people, and then we're on tap to pick them up, take them back, or do any CASEVAC or alternate mission that's required of us.
For kids with big dreams like Christopher Angelo Barker of Wilmington, Fleet Week was a very special event.
I see that you're all dressed up. Do you want to be in the military when you grow up?
Yes.
What branch do you want to be in?
United States Navy.
And why the Navy?
Because you get to go on ships and you get to see all kinds of jets and you get to fly them.
And for families, it's a great moment to teach their children respect for the military.
It's fabulous. All of the military are all great. He loves coming over here. I love having him show respect for the military. We have a lot of fun every year. And every year he gets to go on a special ship.
But the favorite parts of the tour from the people we talked to were just as different as all of the branches of the military.
I think going up on deck, though, and seeing the view and going into one of those helicopters.
This one is just blew me away.
This ship is pretty amazing. It's, you know, Marines, Navy on one ship, aircraft on the back, tanks in the belly. That's awesome.
You get to see all the battleships.
The ship right here, the anchorage. This is great.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Abbie Gremillion.
Thanks, Abbie. Over the course of 4 days, nearly 15,000 visitors toured the ships.
A Torrance hometown legend's life story is being produced on the big screen once again. A sequel of Unbroken has started production. It will look at the life of war hero Louis Zamperini post-World War II. It's based on the second half of the book from author Laura Hillenbrand and will be called Unbroken: Path to Redemption. It will follow Zamperini's life after the war and his struggle to get back on his feet after suffering PTSD. Zamperini grew up in Torrance and attended Torrance High School. You can find unique memorabilia at the Torrance Historical Society and Museum. Louis Zamperini's son and daughter are helping produce it. The first film, Unbroken, grossed nearly $116 million in North America.
A local employee will be receiving quite the recognition for her work. The Society of Women Engineers recognized Jill Entner, who has been the project design supervisor for the Torrance Refining Company since 2006. She is being honored for her impact on the society as well as the engineering community with the Emerging Leader Award. The award will also recognize Jill's continuing dedication to SWE's mission, which is to highlight the impact and importance of women in engineering across the globe. Entner will accept the award at the annual conference in Austin, Texas on October 27th.
Bases are loaded and the new and improved refinery field is a home run. Little Leagues now have a new playground at the West Torrance field located at Entradero Park. For 2 to 3 years, officials from the South Bay Refinery worked towards revamping the baseball field, which had become vacant. Here are some pictures of the field's condition before the crew got a hold of it. The makeover includes new stands, the dugout roofs have been redone, landscaping, new perimeter fencing has been installed, and so much more. The newly restored field is not just about playing ball, but it's a mission to create an environment for all youth to develop skills in teamwork, sportsmanship, and personal growth through the sport.
The field was in ruins, and we thought that we could do something good for the community so the high school could use the field, and we could also use the field for our facility and train the kids that come down to the facility here at the field too.
It's really exciting to be here today because these fields in Entradero's sump, we used to call it, now it's a catchment basin. I used to umpire here 25, 30 years ago, and the field was not in the condition it is today. The refinery has made this a class, my God, it looks like Class A or Class AA ball field. The youth that are getting an opportunity to play baseball here are really getting an opportunity to play it at the next level, and that's really good.
The field will be used by Torrance school teams and Little Leagues. The South Bay Refinery is considered Los Angeles' ultimate indoor baseball and softball training facility in Torrance.
In less than a month, the historic Toyota Automobile Museum will be moving out of Torrance. Reporter Edward Mertz has more on this story.
After nearly 17 years in Torrance, the Toyota USA Automobile Museum closes to the public on September 28th. Over the years, the museum has hosted thousands of visitors, events, tours, and shows, says museum curator Susan Sanborn.
It is bittersweet because I've enjoyed over the last 17 years giving back to the community through Toyota and just really having this as a place for all community groups to come.
The museum chronicles the history of Toyota in the U.S., starting in the late 50s with its first car sold in America, the Toyo Pet. There are also race cars, trucks, and sports cars, including the 2000 GT. These were made famous by James Bond in You Only Live Twice. In 1967, the 2000 GT sold for just over $7,000. Now at auction, they can go for more than $1 million.
We only made 337 of them. And this is the beginning of our motorsports racing with these vehicles.
There's also a little bit of Hollywood here with Marty McFly's Toyota pickup truck from Back to the Future, and next to it, a Toyota Tundra from Terminator 3.
I love these cars in the fact that they will always be able to keep running. We can always machine tool parts for them. Where our newer cars with all of the computer components and the plastic wiring and that, they will definitely become a virtual museum compared to the ones that we can keep running.
And employees take the vehicles out for a spin.
We have to because it takes us about 6 weeks to get through all of them. We have to keep them running. We don't take it out on the streets because they aren't licensed to be on the streets, but we do take them out on our property here.
Meantime, Toyota has not said what will happen to the collection, which consists of 145 vehicles valued at more than $18 million. So if you want to see them, make your reservation now.
When you arrive, we will show you a 20-minute overview history video on Toyota's history, and then a 6-minute museum overview video, and then we just let you loose so you can take pictures and have lots of fun reading all the exhibits.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Edward Mertz.
If you want to make an appointment for a visit, you can call the museum curator, Susan Sanborn, at 310-468-4728.
From all-American comfort food, along with some delicious Italian flavors, Stonefire Grill is getting closer to having a location in Torrance. Company officials say they are on track for having a potential grand opening around mid-November. Currently, the restaurant is in construction phase and has also submitted their business license application for review and approval. They will be located on Crenshaw Boulevard in the Rolling Hills Plaza, where Macaroni Grill was once located. City officials say the restaurant will get a full renovation. Stonefire Grill offers a unique, fast, casual dining experience. They use family recipes along with fresh ingredients. Torrance is one of 3 new locations they plan to open.
As Torrance students head back to school, local authorities are reminding drivers to follow traffic laws. Here are some tips for motorists. Slow down and observe speed limits in school zones at all times. Be aware of all stop signs in front of and around schools. Come to a complete stop and proceed with caution. Look out for pedestrians and bicyclists. Also, be especially careful when driving on neighborhood streets and around school zones. A good tip is to always expect the unexpected. Be alert for children walking and biking as you back out of your driveway or leave your garage. Stop your car when you see lights flashing on a school bus. Red flashing lights indicate that the bus is stopped and students are getting on or off. Most importantly, officials say for parents to pay attention to parking regulations in and adjacent to school facilities. It is also the pedestrian's responsibility to follow crosswalk rules. Video cameras are used at all Torrance schools to record violations.
As natural disasters hit different parts of the country, it's a good idea to be prepared in case of an emergency. The American Red Cross's Being Prepared is easy and can be done in 3 steps. First, get essential supplies to put in your family's first aid and survival kits. At a minimum, officials say you should have 1 gallon of water, non-perishable food, a flashlight, battery-powered or hand-cranked radio, extra batteries, first aid kit, medications, maps, cell phone with chargers, and emergency contact information, to name a few. Second step is to make a plan by discussing how to prepare and respond to the types of emergencies that are most likely to happen where you live, learn, work, and play. Make sure to practice this plan. Third step is to be informed. This means understand which disasters are likely in your area and what you must know to stay safe. For more information, go to redcross.org.
American Honda Motor Company is recalling nearly 6,000 motocross off-road motorcycles off the market. Officials say that the transmission gear can break, posing crash and injury hazards. No incidents or injuries have been reported. The recall involves all model year 2015 and 2016 Honda CRF 450R motocross off-road motorcycles with 450cc and 4-cycle engines. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled motorcycles and contact an authorized Honda Power Sports dealer to schedule a free inspection and repair. American Honda toll-free number is 866-784-1870.
Still ahead, we have some upcoming events you won't want to miss. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Here are some upcoming events to mark on your calendar. There will be a free annual community health fair from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, September 16th at Bread Life Church in Torrance. You can take advantage of the free blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, stroke, and other screenings. Appointments are on a first-come, first-served basis, so you'll want to get there early. And tickets are on sale for the State of the City Luncheon. Mayor Patrick Fury will make his annual address on Friday, September 22nd at the Doubletree by Hilton, Torrance South Bay. The event is open to the public. You can purchase tickets at torrancechamber.com. Plus, you can attend a ukulele festival on September 30th at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. Tickets are $45 for the all-day event. Doors will open at 8:30 in the morning. For tickets, you can call 1-800-595-4849. And the city has extended the comment period for the Butcher's Solano project to September 18th at 5 p.m. You can email Danny Santana at dsantana@torranceca.gov. And before we go, let's find out what's happening in the Torrance sports world.
AJ, what's going on?
Hey, Julie and Ben, here's what you'll see this week on the sports desk. The Friday night lights are shining bright here in Torrance, and that's because high school football season is finally here. The Bishop Montgomery Knights open the 2017 campaign at home against Linwood, and we'll have a full report. The El Camino College men's and women's soccer teams are back in action. We'll tell you how they fared against Orange Coast. Plus, we'll preview the Bishop Montgomery girls volleyball team. And we'll take a trip to the Y so we can get some exercise. Remember to watch the Sports Desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on City Cable. Julie and Ben, back to you.
Thank you, AJ. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Julie Chan. Thanks so much for joining us.